Three Wise, I've got your Three Wise radio. Three Wise, ice cold Three Wise radio. Ice cold Three Wise.
I'll take a 3.
We're landing stuff, but he did it in Looney Tunes characters.
No, I didn't see it.
It
Wasn't good.
no.
It wasn't impressive.
Like, in order for like the comments that you all saw were like, this dude nailed it. Like, oh my god, internet, things are exciting. But like, not knocking it. His impressions are better than mine. But if I'm gonna click and see, oh my god, this is incredible. His Bugs Bunny and his Tweety Bird sounded exactly the same to me.
Oh, that's not good at all. Because those are supposed to be two very different things.
Well, they're all different. Because different characters.
Well, yeah, but one guy did them all originally, so.
So I was just a little disappointed. I mean, good for him for having some fun with it.
but he sucked.
He didn't suck. It just wasn't like,
Wasn't to expectation.
OMG, nailed it. Can't believe this guy's never been on my plane.
All right, I found some stuff.
Some stuff.
I found some headlines.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you go first.
My headline?
Yeah, so because I mean, I may have pulled it. I don't know.
That's fine. It's neither of them are good or exciting.
I've got some weird stuff.
Okay. Is there a question for both of you?
All right, you ready? Want to do this? All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to Three Wise Radio, a podcast where we talk about movies, video games, television, comic books, the internet, TV, whatever. I think I said that twice already. I'm hot. It doesn't matter.
Popular culture.
Yes, all that and everything else. My name is Joe Greller. I'm one of the Three Wise Guys. Joining me are the other two Wise Guys, Garrett Welker and Sam Pixley.
Yep.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's hot in here, Joe.
It's extremely hot. Who thought that we'd get 90-degree weather in September?
I don't know. We relocated our brand new studio. Again, this is a 2-bedroom studio.
It's a work in progress. So
It's going to look good, though. I'm happy with where it's going.
right. But for this sake, it's a work in progress. We're trying to just get through this one episode so we can move on and actually have a lot better episodes ahead.
Hey, I'm excited. There's lots of cool details coming up in this episode.
Sam's got the deets.
Of course he does.
I mean, they're deets that we probably have all seen. We're just listing them all up. Basically, what we're talking about all of the comic book TV shows as well as the other lineups for TV shows coming out.
Right.
Basically gauging interest and seeing if these announcements have made us more or less excited for these different shows.
Pretty much. If you hear a hum in the background, I can't tell yet if you do or not. That's because it's a fan going.
Because it's hot.
Really hot.
So hot. But first and foremost, some hot headlines, starting with Sam.
Oh, I just
have a
had a
surprise.
question for you guys based on these two headlines, the first things that I found, to show you how slow of a news day it was for me. What is more exciting to you, a Jack Reacher trailer coming out or Stanley Tucci confirming he will be returning for Transformers?
Stanley Tucci.
Okay, neither one of those were my headlines.
What's hotter? What do you think is a hotter scoop for you? The trailer dropping
Stanley Tucci.
or Stanley Tucci?
Stanley Tucci, because I think I enjoyed his character as one of the few
You
things
just enjoy
in-
Stanley Tucci. It's
True.
not that there are no characters for him. It's just
Stanley
him.
Tucci.
Okay, I enjoyed him in Transformers more than... Him and Mark Wahlberg, I think, had the best scenes because that was the scene where they were both
You're
scientists.
scientists just like me. An inventor, sorry.
An inventor, you're right.
Can anyone name the last movie that Stanley Tucci has been in where he wasn't clearly just
Stanley
some
Tucci.
kind of exaggerated form of himself? Wasn't he Gandhi? Since Gandhi. I think he was Gandhi.
That was Ben Kingsley.
Whoops. But he could have been Gandhi.
Could have been, yes.
But he wasn't.
No.
All right, so what has Stanley Tucci been in that he hasn't just been an exaggerated form of himself?
That's a good question, Sam.
Let me pull his stuff up here. Give me 1 second.
Now, don't pull up Ben Kingsley.
No, I'm
Because
not.
they are both bald.
They are, and both were in Lucky Number 11
That's where I was thrown off.
playing against each other. And I don't think he was an exaggerated form of himself in that. Let's see his last few movies. He's going to be in Beauty and the Beast.
As?
Which
The
one?
Clock? Is he the Clock?
No, the Clock is Ian McKellen.
I don't know. Emma Watson is Belle. That is...
Kadzena? Kanza?
Just trying to say Gaston.
No, C-A-D-E-N-Z-A.
I would watch. I'd watch a Ben Kingsley Gaston.
Oh, he wasn't really an exaggerated version of himself in Spotlight. He was in Spotlight.
Oh, true.
What else? Hunger Games.
I
sure.
I think we've about covered all we
Yeah.
need to with this.
Okay. Was that it?
So that was all I wanted to know, was what's more exciting.
Stanley Tucci.
Joe is not giving me an answer.
Oh, no, I said it's Stanley Tucci.
Okay, perfect.
I was saying it, and you cut me off. All right. First and foremost, then, I want to get this out of the way because this I find hilarious. The producers of James Bond, Broccoli and I can't think of the dude's name now, but they want Craig back so bad. Remember, he turned down the last offer.
100 mil.
The new one is 150 million
Damn.
for 2 films.
That isn't. Does that translate, like, you know, when the point where you get into, like, a relationship ends badly, and it just becomes somebody trying to get back together with you so badly that it becomes pathetic, and you're just like, this is bad, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Is that where this is at now?
That's where
Yes.
this is definitely headed.
They're even
It's not
talking about
there.
filling them back to back.
So that he can just wrap it up?
Yes.
Dude, that actually makes sense from an age standpoint, but if his heart's not, if an actor's
not
heart's
set
not
on it,
in it,
man.
it shows.
I mean, can you imagine if somehow they sadly did talk him back into this and then he went back to back? On top of all that, think about like how drained he was after Skyfall, after Spectre. Can you imagine that second film after he just got drained on a film he didn't want to do on the first one? It'd make some of Roger Moore's stuff look good, probably.
Physically he would be defeated. I mean, he's no spring chicken. And to be able to maintain that physicality is pretty demanding. You don't see Hugh Jackman filming Wolverines back to back.
He did.
Did he film Wolverines back? Which
He
ones?
did the Wolverine and Days of Future Past back to back.
Was he shirtless in Days of Future Past?
Oh yeah, there's the scene of him in.
Oh, you're right.
He's completely nude.
Okay, that's just a testament to Hugh Jackman. Were they back to back?
They were back to back.
Like filmed at the exact same time, or like a year apart?
No, like he wrapped one and jumped set to the other one.
Oh, well, kick ass. Hugh Jackman. Well, then what's Daniel Craig doing?
Not being Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I guess.
Not being The Rock.
Hugh Jackman's better than Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Because he can sing and dance. I don't think Daniel Craig can.
Nope.
I don't want to see
And
that.
he can maintain that physicality. Wow. How about that? $150 million, Joe.
I'd do it.
They don't want you to.
I know. But you could totally. Like, everyone's got their price, man. I'm just scared of what his is.
See, that's the thing is I also don't think that when you're successful enough and when you have money, I think that there's the saying that, like, you know, the only thing you want when you have money is more money, or like when you control half the world, what do you want? You want the other half of the world. I think there comes a point where you might not be that person, so when you're comfortable enough and he knows that his children are already taken care of, like, that's all fine. He's at the point now where he can only do exactly what he wants to do, and I'm sure his lovely wife, Rachel Weisz, is also like, babe, just do what you want to do. And this isn't what he wants to do, so.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that.
No, not only
'Cause,
like
after Spectre, I feel like I just wouldn't want to see another Craig.
There's nothing else to tell. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to tell in that story. That story's done. It's over. He walked away with that girl he met 2 days earlier.
That's it. That's all you needed to know.
Was that not that good of a movie?
it wasn't. It really was. I haven't watched it again since theaters.
Great intro, though. I think we're just kind of rambling on this.
We are.
What else
All
we
right.
got for headlines?
Next, the Krypton series is officially casted. It's
I was
Zod.
going to cancel.
I was gonna mention.
Wow.
I was gonna mention that, and I sent Joe some headlines. I don't know if he picked up on them, but talking about that,
And it's a female.
a female. Oh, isn't it one of the Zods or something?
Latia Zod.
Is that a thing?
Lata Zod. I don't know.
A lot of Zod.
Lata Zod, yeah.
A lot of Zod. You crazy, man? This show's gonna bomb.
Yeah.
What is this gonna be? What is it?
Her character will have a forbidden romance with Seg El, who is the main character of the show, who is Superman's grandfather.
What? And this is on Sci-Fi.
Yes.
So this is like a
We broke him.
This is like a C. This is gonna be a CW show, isn't it? On Sci-Fi.
It might be good.
So
then.
they're not even gonna have the talent of the CW shows doing what they do, but just on Sci-Fi Channel.
It might be good.
Like, I can see right now the CW commercials with, like, these two characters, like, standing behind a wall looking at each other from afar. You know what I'm talking about? The, like, intro videos for CW shows? I can already see them in this, but they won't be. It'll be, hey, here's Krypton, followed by Mansquito 4. That's neat. Cool. Great. Oh!
Staying in television, because that's going to be our theme for the week. A Black Lightning TV series is now in the works from Berlanti, because he doesn't have enough shows on.
And
Black Bolt.
New Warriors.
Or am I thinking of someone else?
Okay, Black Lightning is DC. I haven't gotten to the Marvel news yet.
Oh, that's fine. I was just going to talk about how many of these are going to get canceled. How many shows have they made now that are like Teen Titans in production. I'm like, maybe not. Like, I think this.
Okay, in Berlanti's defense, all of his shows have made it to air. Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, they've all made it to air.
And they suffer for it.
Yes, but he's partnering with Mara Brock Aquila, whoever
She's
was.
great.
Anyway, she was on, or she did The Game for UPN for a while.
What's that?
It was a show about like football players' wives. I think it was a sitcom.
Awesome.
It was on UPN for a little bit. Anyway, they're going to team up together and try and bring Black Lightning to the CW because you need a 5th superhero show on that channel.
Yeah. No.
They don't have any. They don't have any black lead characters.
No, they Firestorm technically.
But he's not a lead.
No, but you're right.
So that fits that billing. I mean, that's not necessarily a reason to push for something, but I don't know. Maybe that's what the angle was. It's a pretty obscure pull.
Yeah.
Jefferson Pierce is Black Lightning's real name. In the series, we'll see Pierce having hung up his suit years prior and pulled back into the superhero life after his daughter begins fighting for justice and a student gets pulled into a local gang.
We're going to see Static Shock?
You might. Like that would
He's a superhero.
if that would
Superhero
open
Static
it up
Shock.
to Static Shock, would you be interested?
Maybe.
See, I think that's the show you make
It's Static Shock.
because you're gonna get the '90s pull.
Yeah.
But do you do Black Lightning hoping that you just keep hitting fire with these and then you have a surefire spin-off of it
No,
anyway?
You can't. This can't keep going. It can't happen. It's impossible. There's no way that this lasts.
But you can tell that this guy is going to keep pumping them out till he fails.
I mean, this sounds mean, but I hope this one fails so that he knows not to do this anymore. God, just make the shows you have good.
Speaking of shows that might or might not be good, Netflix has introduced a new Bill Nye TV series making its debut next year called Bill Nye Saves the World, which provide an in-depth look at the impact the impact that science has on our society, cultures, and politics. According to Variety, each episode of the show will explore a specific topic from a specific perspective and debunk the myths surrounding it. So basically what Bill Nye's been doing on Twitter for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
Twitter hasn't been around that long, but
I want it.
Don't get political.
he's going to.
Just show the facts. Every time somebody gets political, it delegitimizes any argument they have. Just go with the facts. Show me the science. Show me the data. If you want to compel people, I guess that's not compelling TV. But if you want to actually make a change or something, don't just rah-rah-ree. This is my views on things. You have to give details and facts. But do it in a fun way. I think that's what Bill Nye does, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen him do anything in a long time.
No, but it is kind of what he does. And I've rewatched a few of the episodes on Netflix of Bill Nye the Science Guy, and while they're extremely dated, it's still very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
Good luck to him. Is Greg Berlanti doing that one too?
No. All right, let's get to your new Warriors story.
Woo!
That you
Not excited about it.
Marvel Studios and ABC Studios are developing a TV series around the new Warriors, and who's it going to be heavily focused on?
Squirrel Girl.
Yes, it is.
Great. Anna Kendrick doesn't
Who's-
do TV,
who's-
so joke's on you.
I want to say, what network's got this?
ABC.
I thought
right
they said
now.
ABC then didn't actually have it.
Well, ABC has first dibs at it. If not, they think it might go to Freeform and be paired with what's under their new Cloak and Dagger series as well.
I forgot that was even.
And there's
This
a
has
Runaway
got to
series
stop.
still happening.
This needs to stop. How do I make this stop, but also still watch the shows that are currently on?
You quit watching the shows. And you know what you stop? You know what you start with? You quit.
Words.
Sports to start watching sports.
No. You know what you stop watching to
No.
start the trend? You stop watching Arrow. You cut out the weakest link.
You cut the head off. Cut the head of
What
the
if I?
snake.
But I don't watch it where it gets its ratings. Is that better?
You do.
Do I?
You do. Do you watch it off the CW
No.
website?
I use the dark web
Why?
because it's dark.
Then no. Yeah, they don't get their ratings that way.
There you go.
That's
Do you not have access to the dark web, Joe?
I don't have access to the dark web. No.
Pleb.
I'm a legal citizen.
So am I. I vote.
Illegally.
No, I download illegally. I don't vote illegally. Anyway.
Losers always complain about their best. Winners go home and listen to Three Wise Radio.
All right, because Sam just said he never wants to see another superhero TV show again, we thought we'd give you only news for a little bit here about CW superhero TV shows, and then we'll throw in some other stuff as well. But Sam, what are some great tidbits you have on shows you no longer really want to see?
Right. Yeah. So I figure we're going to talk about shows that are coming out. So we'll hit the big shows that we watch, and then we'll kind of sprinkle in what else is coming out on TV. Basically, what I wanted to gauge is the announcements that have been going on all summer long. There's been a lot of them for different shows. I just want to kind of peg your guys' interest and see if it gives you like a point in the watch column or a point in the log off column, and see if any of these shows have either gained or increased in your watchability.
Okay. Yeah.
So start with CW. We'll start with the Flash. Nice and easy. Let's see. Costume, Kid Flash costume. Do we like that?
Yes.
We like it.
I
think
like
it's
it,
a little...
but like all the pictures that I've seen him in, it looks like he's just like not comfortable in the costume. He's just like,
I would not be comfortable in those costumes.
Yeah, the posing is bad.
He just doesn't look happy in his costume.
But I think the costume looks very accurate. Very accurate, and that's one of the things that actually is making me excited to see it.
The costume seems a little too bulky for me.
He's a bulky dude.
Not like in size. Like I feel like the material that costume's made of is thicker than Barry's material.
Yeah.
Might
Like
be.
the same thing with the Reverse Flash. I thought his costume seemed thicker, which also would make me think more uncomfortable.
But I mean, like, yeah, because I like whenever at the joints and stuff, it looks very like buckled almost.
Yeah.
As opposed to Barry's, which is kind of like
Streamlined a little. Yeah. The only other thing with costume news as well as Speedster news, there was a tweet sent out that someone got an autograph from the lovely lady who plays Jessie Quick. Mm-hmm. And at the end of his tweet said, by the way, she was in full costume. So she may also be a speedster.
I mean, it would make sense. You can
Could also be just for Flashpoint.
Exactly. You can do so many things while the timeline is skewed, and then be like, oh, not really a thing.
So does good team speedsters having two more, tripling essentially the amount of speedsters, does that increase your interest or decrease your interest?
If it's only for a limited time, if this is done by the fall break, then yes. Like I think you could be in for a really good season if it's like completely weirded out timeline that we have for the first half of the season, and then we have the fallout from season 2 and this for the second half of the season. It kind of gives you that 2 mini season feel in one giant long thing, which some of these shows suffer from because it's just going on and on and on and filler. So if it is for a short period of time, yeah, great. If not, no, bad.
Yeah.
So to bounce off that, also Flashpoint is apparently not lasting long. It's rumored to only be 3 episodes.
Perfect.
It's not half the season.
No, it's not, but that's fine too. I was saying that's the max I would want.
Right.
Is half a season.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think this is going to play out like a...
Does only 3 episodes make it seem kind of gimmicky?
No, I think it...
Yeah. I feel like it does.
I feel like it does because Flashpoint changes so much stuff. Like, Flashpoint is only 5 issues in the entire DC universe, and it's not really that in-depth of a story. It's a little tiny story for Flash only, which technically...
5 issues.
Yeah. So for 3 episodes, I think you're lucky in some circumstances that it's not, oh, everything's solved by the end of the premiere. Like...
Yeah.
3 episodes is good, and you never know. They may end up going back to this timeline. Something might happen. I think it's great. I think the shorter the better, and I think 3 is a good number because at least it gives you some time in this world, but this is not the status quo.
Okay. I think what I'm more interested in seeing beyond because I think the Flashpoint's going to be good. I think what's going to be the most difficult part in my eyes is how they reinvigorate the normal world after. Like how they handle the 2 episodes after Flashpoint is over.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, whoa, I created another timeline, and everybody's mad at me that I did it. Because that's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yes and no, but would they know he did another timeline?
Yeah, because he'd probably be
He's
like,
gonna tell.
guys, this is what I did. It's weighing on my soul or whatever. The only other thing I had for that was big changes. That I thought it was interesting. The writers were talking about how it's going to be a more psychological season, but also with a lighter tone. Because usually when you think psychological, you
go hand in
think darker
hand.
tone. Yeah, they're very opposite of each other. So
I
I was a little
that.
thrown off by that.
Yeah.
Also, you're getting villains. There's rumored to be the black
Flash
Speedster. Yeah, the Black Flash. But there's also rumored to be other villains. Like
Godspeed.
nobody's quite got it pegged yet as to who the villains are going to be. Except for the Dr. Alchemy has been confirmed, and we're still looking at who else the other people are going to be.
I really don't want to have another speedster be our big bad for this. Like, I understand that's
Well, there is one guy that could be a season-long villain.
Gorilla Grodd.
Not so much guy as is Gorilla. Yeah, Gorilla Grodd could do it, but he was confirmed to have like a 2-episode arc in this one. So
2 episodes. He's
expensive. He isn't expensive.
He'd better be season 4 big bad.
We'll see
If that gets around.
So Flash, are we just as excited or more excited with the news we've heard? Less excited?
Just as excited.
I'm in the same. Like, I'm pretty excited for it, but nothing that I've seen has made me think, oh God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm more excited. Just because I really wasn't like, you remember, I did not like the fact that they did Flashpoint at the end because I thought it was going to change too much stuff.
Looks like they're cutting down on that.
Yeah, so I'm going to say more excited because I've gotten that news, and they could end up doing an evolving season where what you think is going to be the big bad doesn't really become the big bad, and then something else happens, and that's more of what I've been saying I wanted to see in television, so I'm more excited.
Right on. What else is coming out for the CW?
What else is coming out for the CW? Well, depends on what that is you want to see.
Or I can talk about Arrow.
You can talk about Arrow because I have a list of everything coming out. It's all over the place. So it's more by date. So
okay, kick ass. All right, then I'll just throw out the first couple of things, and then we'll go to Arrow.
Okay, all right. First couple of things. Things are already in full swing. So if you're looking at El Rey from Dusk Till Dawn, I've heard that's a great show.
I didn't even know it was a show.
Oh yeah, it's on El Rey. It's Robert Rodriguez's own network.
Oh, I know the network.
Okay.
They show some interesting.
The first 2
things.
seasons are on Netflix, and I've watched half of the first season. It's really good.
Okay.
So the season 3 premieres. Atlanta premieres this week as well. That's the Donald Glover series.
I heard that was a
FX.
very interesting show.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what. Better Things is also another FX series that premieres. If you've seen trailers for it, it's like a chaotic woman who can't control her family, but not in like the wacky kind. Like the daughter looks like a slut, and
nice.
like the kid, like the boy, looks like he just doesn't care about anything,
nice.
and she looks really rich, and I can't tell what's going on with that. And then I think this is a swing and a miss. I've seen previews for it. Son of Zoran.
Oh yeah. That looks
is that the animated?
With Jason Sudeikis doing the voice.
Yeah.
It looks so weird.
I don't think it has the legs.
I think that's something you should have done on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
For like 10 episode seasons, and it would have been fine. But Sunday nights on Fox just does not work. And then
that is interesting though how important like a network is.
Oh, it is
in TV.
Absolutely.
I was like, nothing else matters, but when you go like, it doesn't matter what production company makes a TV or a movie. It doesn't matter what streaming service has a certain amount of content. You don't say like, ooh, that's an interesting choice for Amazon Prime. But when it comes back to like those shows, it just shows how antiquated they are. They're like, ooh, not a great fit for Fox. It's the only medium that is still like segregated based on who watches that.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
But very true. And then the last one I'll throw out here before you go back to that. South Park debuts its 20th season on September 14th.
Woo!
So
20th season.
It's exciting.
Damn.
very.
All right, Arrow. So neither of you actually, I think, finished the last season.
Nope.
I did.
I tapped out after they killed Kate Cassidy.
I tapped out after episode 1.
But would you be excited to hear that they erected a Black Canary statue in the middle of the city to honor her?
No, because the statue will probably look like what I can't remember characters' names. Help me out here. Felicity.
Also, yeah, but does that make any sense?
No.
Haven't they been anti the last like season and a half? Haven't they been anti?
No, it does make sense because isn't Oliver mayor now? So he would have powers to erect statues.
But the town itself has been very
It's still anti-vigilante.
hit with- Yeah.
But he's a mayor. He can do whatever he wants.
Right, but that won't. Then you won't last long as mayor.
I don't write the story.
I don't know who does. But it just doesn't.
I wish they would stop.
Neat. They made a statue.
Just stop watching it.
I can't. This we get Flashpoint. They're still saying Flashpoint will affect Arrow. I think that's still just them being lazy and saying, "Hey, some of the stuff we can fix might get better."
Is it going to bring back Kate Cassidy?
No, probably not. Two things that I think are good things though for the show. The Russian flashbacks are finally happening. That was like one of the flashbacks that people were actually looking forward to, and this will be the last season of the flashbacks.
They've said that.
Yep.
Okay.
Last
'cause
season.
I was always wondering that. Spent 5 years, and I was like, what are we going to do? We're going to start being like, well, actually, this is what I was doing at another time during season 1. Like,
Would
Gotta
you
see
put
how
it
gets into
past
the
them,
Bratva.
though?
no.
I mean, I'm excited. I liked the Russian character.
I liked
If
him.
there were any flashbacks, these would be the only ones that I'm actually
You're right.
excited about since season 2.
2 years too late.
Yeah, that's fair.
2 years too late. I would have
What was
liked
that
it for
little
season
Asian
3.
kid's name?
Don't remember. Don't care. That's what your season 3 should have been. When he went off the island, he should have been in Russia.
Last one, no magic. No magic in this season. Getting back to its, quote, gritty street roots.
Hate it because that means Constantine won't be back.
I mean, he could still come back.
Nope, if no magic.
Well, there might be a little, like, here and there, but they're saying there's not a magic villain.
Yeah.
The key villain is a character that was involved in season 1, and that, like, Arrow birthed him.
Deathstroke was 2. Tommy?
That I would get excited about. Would you not get excited
I would
about
get excited
that?
for that. If they-
That guy's awesome. I've met that guy. He's a very nice man. Very charming
But he's
man.
on what? He's on like Chicago Med or something now. That actor Colin something or whatever.
Great.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, so he won't do it.
You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe if they offer him $150 million.
All right.
That's all I have for Arrow.
Less
No-
excited.
Less
excited. than I
Less
even
excited than you were when you didn't watch the show.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm still at a standstill on that.
I could go into more information that I will, but I won't. So I will just say flatlined. I'm just still as unexcited about it as I will. But I will continue watching. What else we got coming out?
was. Some more shows that CBS can't seem to get rid of. The Big Bang Theory is back
Makes
yet
so
again.
much money.
And then Kevin James has a new series. It's not Hitch. So sorry, Sam.
Damn it. I do love Hitch. It's a great movie.
Monday, September 19th, Gotham and Lucifer come back.
We'll talk about it. Lucifer, I still want to watch that.
It's gotten good things.
That guy's
Heard it
British
got
and he's
a
very
pretty
charming.
Rocky start, didn't it?
It did, but
Yeah.
like it got like a Rocky critical start. No, Rocky viewer start, but critically apparently it's always been hailed pretty well.
It's a compelling story because you can do like the procedural, but then also have supernatural elements.
Right.
Which is interesting.
And we'll talk Gotham here a little bit later. New Girl is back September 20th.
Woo!
Scream Queen September 20th.
Ew.
Is
So
that the one with
Jamie Lee Curtis and
that's the one we
Emma
wanted to watch
Roberts.
for a while.
Jamie Lee Curtis is awesome.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually kind of wanted to watch this series when it came out.
I still want to watch it. If you want to sit down and watch an episode, I'll do it. It's
All
getting
right.
close to Halloween.
Like I'm very curious about this because I'm not a huge Ryan Murphy fan, but I loved Nip Tuck. Nip Tuck was great for a while.
Nip Tuck was great because of Christian.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Whatever.
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom, yes.
What's her name in it?
Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts. Is she
don't
getting
like
bigger, or is she like trying to be less awful? So like her name is coming up a little more. I feel
know.
like she's in more commercials. I feel like she's in more
wanna see
modeling.
that her and Dave Franco, that Nerve movie. I am curious about that, where they're like playing a game. Did you not see
Yeah.
a trailer for that when that came out?
I didn't watch the
Summer?
trailer, but I'm
Okay.
familiar with what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It did not get great reviews, I believe.
I don't believe so either. We'll be talking about this a little later too. Shield.
Agents of.
Agents of Shield premieres September 20th as well. Lethal Weapon on Fox September
Ooh.
21st.
Has that not gotten canceled yet? I
Hasn't
know
gotten
Rush
canceled
Hour
yet.
got canceled.
No, I mean Damon Wayans. So
Does
Damon
he
Wayans
hold
Jr.
his own show now? Can he
They've been
maintain
trying
that?
to. He is
I
a
know,
type. He is a type.
I know
that
he's a
they
type,
look.
but do you think that he can maintain his own show? Or is he coming back at the end of this season of New Girl?
Maybe it's a possibility.
Let's hope so.
And then, of course, you have all your ABC shows like Modern Family, Blackish, Chicago PD. That's NBC. But yeah, so all your
Modern
Chicago
Family.
shows.
The one show that I keep hearing I need to watch. You
What?
watch Seinfeld? Oh, you'll like Modern Family. Will I?
It's okay. I don't think it's anything like Seinfeld, but it's okay.
I think that's you can say that for anything. Oh, you like Seinfeld? You'll like this.
Oh, Sam, I'll leave you with this one before you go back.
Okay.
September 22nd, Blacklist is back.
Is he her is he her father? That's the commercial I keep saying. No, because her father is Lord Baltimore.
No one's going to get that joke. That's an inside joke.
It's not an inside joke. It was just a commercial that 2 seasons ago, everything we would just see is Lord Baltimore's in town and he's got a target. Me.
This is not as funny to Garrett.
Lord Baltimore.
I think it's hilarious. Garrett's just sitting here looking
There
at
are
us
more
like we're
clever
kids.
Dungeons and Dragon character names than Lord Baltimore. How did that get through the writer's room? Joe, give me a first name. Quick. Ready? Go. Anything.
Ken.
Give me a middle. Give me a last name right now. Anything. Anything. Anything at all, Garrett.
Thomas.
Ken Thomas. All right, Mr. Thomas. Lord Thomas. Dr. Thomas, all better than Lord Baltimore. Doesn't even sound real.
Doesn't.
It'd be like Captain Kingsley's on the loose. What?
I would like that.
Stupid.
All right, what's our next show?
But he's so talented.
James Spader, yes.
Yes, James Spader's so talented.
All right, what's our next show?
Let's.
Gotham.
Okay, we'll do Gotham. Poison Ivy getting less young, more sexy.
Yeah, she's apparently doing something that's
She gets touched by one of the monsters that is released from Arkham that sucks away sucks away your life force, so it ages you. But this monster decided to just touch her for like 2 seconds, so that she turns into like a 22-year-old hottie with a body.
What?
I'm assuming she'll be rescued or something, but
I don't know. My question is, so is Poison?
no,
Is
he's
Poison?
just gonna touch her and be like, "That's good enough."
It's like, whoa, you're very attractive. I'll see you later. Is Poison Ivy going to be a 22-year-old woman? Or is she going to be an extremely attractive woman with a 12-year-old brain?
That's a good
How's
question.
that work? Because Poison Ivy is a seductive character, not
Is
like
she
a 12-year-old that's smoking hot. Be like, I'm pretty, look at me.
Is this gonna be? She's gonna be Charlize Theron from Arrested Development.
Mr. F? Mentally retarded female? Have you seen Arrested Development? That's a great bit.
Is she gonna?
Maybe. That's my only concern.
I could see them I could actually see them writing something in like that to where
Wow.
she won't age because of it. Because of something like this, she won't.
Her age
She won't
has
age
been-
now from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the toxins in her system. It's
I mean-
Does she already have her powers?
No.
I think after she touches this, she will.
She was growing plants last year. I watched everything but like the last. No, I watched the entire season last year.
Well, she was in the first episode. She like had plants. Like
She
that
did,
was
but like
it.
she was in. That character came back a few times in season 2. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. There's so many different storylines in there that like some of the storylines aren't bad. Like the Arkham storyline, the Riddler storyline, the Arkham storyline, and the Strange stuff made sense, especially for the time period. But everything else just too soon. Did you hear they're talking about Joker being back?
Yeah.
The dude who
Well,
was
he's
not
starting.
the Joker.
They're starting the cult of Joker is where apparently the real Joker's going to spawn from. Jerome isn't the Joker,
Right.
But somebody that like that because the city's going so crazy, everybody watched him on TV killing those people and was like, "This is what's up." So they called the cult of Jerome, and the Joker will spawn from that. Which,
Nope.
first off, the Joker doesn't have an origin. Simple as can be. Secondly, if he is going to have an origin, it's not going to be dedicated to another person.
Okay, the
No,
Joker
but that's
is your...
if you want to come up with an origin, that's fine. But don't come up with an origin that his life is dedicated towards another person. Like that makes
Right.
no sense.
No, I was going to say the Joker is your no flights, no tights. You do it in the last season, very last episode.
You Tom Welling it.
Sure. Where you get the card at the end or something like Batman
If
Year
you could
One?
do, if
yeah.
you could do like an emerge, like you show a montage of Batman getting suited up, and then you also do like a Joker getting ready too.
Yeah.
Like that'd be interesting.
And maybe you like have... And you know what? If you wanted to do it, you weren't advertising it since season 1. You show all these little things throughout the course of the series that have been like leading up to this, this person doing it and being like, oh shit, this guy's been,
The whole time.
yeah, right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, and that's deep. That's deep television though. Like that's
You're
some-
right. I'm sorry. I want good TV.
No, but I'm saying that's something where if they pull it off, like
Right.
5 years down the road, you're like, oh my god, like there's not that many TV shows that are at that level.
No.
Like you have to be an incredibly impressive TV show to pull that off. There's also been images of what looked like a proto version of Croc and Solomon Grundy.
Right.
And Solomon
I
Grundy?
think they both look horrible, personally.
I haven't seen them. But I do think those are two people you could do also on the show.
Yeah, they're doing everybody. There's
know.
they cast Mad Hatter and they showed him and he looks great.
But they teased that last year, and I thought that was okay as
and
well.
they cast his sister as well. His sister's going to be Alice
I like that. That works better than the
because he'll probably
Freeze
get her
one.
killed and
That works a lot better than the Freeze stuff.
yeah. So yeah, are we excited about this one's being hit? Last one was Rise of the Villains. This one's called like Mad City, and it's going to be more the emergence of like the monster type characters that came from Arkham. So you're bigger, like more physical beings. It looks to be.
I'm on the same level. I'll watch it. I mean, what'll probably happen is I won't touch it, and then I'll binge like 6 episodes during a week, and then not touch it again for a while. It's a good show if it wasn't based around Batman. Like if these characters were just being written, out of thin air and out of nothing, and I knew it wasn't leading towards Batman, I'd be like, this is a really compelling, good show. But because I know that there's already a structure in place that in my mind they have to hit, it comes off as like, oh.
And I said I was going to try and do it in the off season and watch it, but I just still can't. I'm too invested in Batman to be excited about this, because this doesn't end well.
No.
There's no way that this ends the way that I would want it to, and I've had enough shows disappoint me with their endings. The only other thing that I had for it is every time I want to watch this show, I see a trailer, and you know who's pushed really hard in the trailers for this third season? Fish Mooney.
Right.
And I've never been so turned off by a character as her. Like,
no, she was
there's
bad.
stuff going on that's exciting, and then it's her with her giant fingernails up in the air saying, like, I want an army just like me. And then, like, a little kid who is from out of nowhere is just like, you're amazing. What the fuck is this? What are you doing? Like, what is the point of your character?
Maybe that's why I enjoyed season 2 a lot.
Because she was dead? Like, the underground, like, the crime families are already happening. You don't need her for that. The big bad villains are already happening. She essentially has Poison Ivy's powers, right? Like, she has pheromone contact, right? She touches you and then you do whatever she says. So, like, what point do you serve other than just being Jada Pinkett Smith?
That's it.
Your kids are weird. Congratulations. Like, what are you doing on this show?
And you know that's her DNA making him weird. It can't be Will Smith, man. He's too swanky.
Swanky? Swaggy?
Both.
Or swanky, yeah. She's just such a turnoff. It's amazing. Can you think of any other like character that has been so awful that you immediately like just like I don't want to watch the show because they're so bad and so prominent?
Felicity.
Yeah. Whoops. Besides that, out of the superhero genre,
No.
it's not like you watch a
No.
crime procedural and you're like, man, Ice is just so bad in this show. I can't even watch Law and Order anymore.
Blasphemy. Ice is the reason you watch
No,
Law and Order.
he's great, but I'm saying like there are no other shows that you care that much about it to be like this person is just so bad, and it's not because like that's not my Fish Mooney. It's just like this is just a horrible character. It's just ruining the show.
Yeah.
So more excited, less excited about Gotham. I can tell you less excited.
Same.
Yeah.
So this is kind
Less
of a
excited.
downer.
All right, I'll try and pick it back up. MacGyver premieres Friday, September 23rd with Lucas Till.
And
I'm
this
watching
is
that.
MacGyver, not MacGruber.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is it? It's
Lucas Till.
Havoc, right?
Havoc, yeah. I'm actually excited about that. The Exorcist premieres also
Doesn't
that
fit
night.
anymore.
What?
It doesn't work in the modern day.
The Exorcist?
No, the Exorcist works fine. MacGyver doesn't work. You have a cell phone.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I have to see it. I have to see it. Van Helsing premieres that night also on Sci-Fi.
It's Van Helsing's daughter, though, right?
Correct.
Like Lady Van Helsing. I think they're trying to do modern Buffy, probably.
Ooh, that could be interesting then.
I'm okay with that.
Bob's Burgers premieres September 25th, as well as The Simpsons, Family Guy.
What season is Simpsons on?
I don't know. I do know that the Treehouse of Horror episode this year will be their 600th episode.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Dang.
So
Does anybody still watch? I'm interested to see the Family Guy episodes, like the Family Guy
don't watch Family Guy
ratings,
anymore.
though. No one does.
And that's the thing.
I
I
get-
come back to Simpsons year after year.
Sure,
Family
you
Guy,
were
I haven't
watching it
sat-
yesterday.
Yeah, I was watching it today.
Well, I've been busy.
Family Guy, I haven't watched in 3-4 years.
But also, I can't think of anybody that's watching Family Guy.
Not
Like, when we
anymore.
talk about shows, like I don't know people that are talking about it. Anything.
Yeah.
The only really show that or cartoon that I hear people talking about now is South Park, and that's because Futurama is no longer on the air.
yeah.
Well, it's still being syndicated or whatever, but not seeing new episodes. Like I haven't heard anyone talk about Family Guy a couple of years, so I'm still wondering where it's getting its ratings.
That's a good question.
Mhm.
Quantico premieres on ABC
That's
the 25th.
apparently pretty good.
That's what I hear. Drunk History, September 27th on Comedy Central. That's usually hit or miss.
Not that into. Yeah, I feel like for every good episode, there's like 4 episodes that are just a little over the top.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And then Luke Cage comes to Netflix on the 30th.
Didn't talk about that because we don't know anything about it.
Right.
I mean, we know some stuff about it.
We
He's
know
a
Luke
bad, he's a
Cage.
bad man.
Ash vs. the Evil Dead premieres on Stars.
Can't believe I didn't watch
The second.
that first season of that yet.
So same with Blunt Talk. Both those shows look great. Blunt Talk's the Patrick Stewart one where he's like a wacky host
Right.
of
He's a right winger, right?
Yeah.
Or is he a left winger? I can't remember. But he's a crazy winger that starts to get like some kind of psychosis or something, right?
Yeah, the second's loaded, man. Ash vs. Evil Dead, like we said, Blunt Talk, Shameless, Westworld, Elementary,
I'm interested in seeing Westworld.
all on that.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty strong.
Yeah.
Was that October 2nd?
Yeah, it's a
Start
Sunday.
Getting
First
chilly.
Sunday in
Oh, well,
October.
it's Sunday. I'm watching football. Go Pack, go.
I'm not. Not anymore. All right, Sam, what's our next show?
Next up, let's do Supergirl. So Superman was cast. We all know that. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
He doesn't look super Superman-y. One big thing that they have hit home in the last month is that he's not going to be Man of Steel Superman. He's going to be much closer to the comics, and they wanted to just very much stress that he is not going to be like Henry Cavill's character at all, which I think is kind of a bitch move.
No, I think it's okay. I think especially for this show and everything else, you need the more Christopher Reeve
Tongue-in-cheek
yeah,
kinda.
like, haha, I'm here, to save the day. And you can't get Dean Cain. He's already dead.
Dean Cain's alive.
Not on the show.
Did he die?
Oh, yeah, before
Flash-
technically the show started.
Flashpoint, bruh.
In. He's my old Superman. You do Flashpoint, he is my old Superman. You dress him up, give him the gray.
Yeah, the whole thing with like the farmer outfit and everything. You talking like Kingdom Come?
Yep.
All right. You know what? Okay. Is Lois Lane in Kingdom Come?
I don't think so.
Is she not in the house tending the farm? Because I would watch
Terry Hatcher.
Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher just being old, like tending a farm.
I would watch that too. Where's that show?
Terry Hatcher is wearing like overalls, but they're still kind of sexy.
I like this idea.
I mean, it has, again, no legs.
No.
That is like a 10-minute short at best.
Hey, man.
All right. Yeah, what else you got?
Metallo has been cast
They got a lot to live up to. The Brian Austin Green Metallo was really good.
from
Smallville.
Smallville, yeah. This one is listed as, and I just wrote it down because the liner for what he is, John Corbin, international assassin, goes toe to toe with Supergirl and Superman after being defeated. Gets obtained by a seedy dark organization and turned into a kryptonite super soldier.
That's his.
That doesn't sound awesome though.
But that is Metallo.
But he's not an international assassin.
He's
Isn't
been
he?
that before. He's
Isn't
been an
he a
international
military
assassin. He's
guy?
been a journalist. He's been. Oh yeah, in Secret Origins, he is in the military. He works for Sam Lane in Secret Origins, the one written by Jeff Johns. That was like a 6-issue miniseries.
I didn't know
He
he
was
was
basically
I just remember, wasn't he the guy that discovers kryptonite? Like,
in the no.
the term.
No. Okay, so in the 1986 comic book, you don't know his origins at all. He's just created by some mad scientist in issue 1, and it's through him that Lex discovers kryptonite. Because he's like, what is making your chest work that weakens Superman? And so he discovers it and makes his little
Because
ring
it's
out
not,
of it.
it's an energy source. It's not
Right.
even because it weakens him. It's just a matter
Exactly.
of fact. Oh, this is great.
And then in Lois and Clark, he was Lucy's ex-boyfriend, who was a jewel thief. Secret Origins, he worked for Sam Lane. Smallville, he was a journalist. I think they rewrote him in the animated series. He was a thief for hire that Luthor hired to steal the a Lex suit, so he couldn't do something with it. Yeah, he's been like an assassin for. I mean, his
current rendition
backstory
is the
changes.
military man. I just personally,
That's
when I
fine.
read
That's
a
good.
tagline and I see international assassin, like if you're not somebody that's clearly always been an international assassin, it just doesn't sound great.
yeah, it just doesn't play as well.
And my only other thing is why is he going toe to toe with Supergirl and Superman,
And
not
Superman.
but not being Metallo?
Yeah, that's stupid to begin with.
But I mean, Metallo, he's a cool character. He's not the most compelling character in the world, but I like him. I like Metallo.
Oh, Metallo would always be my second villain. Metallo is what you up the stakes for if you do. You do Superman right in the movies. Metallo is your second villain. You keep Kryptonite out of the first movie, and you have Metallo introduce Kryptonite in your second movie.
Joe's 7-movie
Oh, I
Superman
have a
saga.
7-movie arc. It's awesome.
I want to hear this.
Okay.
It's pretty good, but it's a whole show's worth.
Mm-hmm. that
Let's
in-depth.
see. We talked on it briefly, but Callista Flockhart only being cast as a guest.
Because they don't have the money.
Yeah, and then saying that Supergirl, that she will be shifted into the DCEU universe. Or not the DCEU, the DC TV universe. Early.
Right.
Looks like it's going to be extremely early. We okay with this?
Probably after Flashpoint.
What's the best way? What's the way that's going to be the most compelling to you to say, okay, this is good?
There isn't.
None?
There's none.
Not if there's something that, like, Superman does some kind of wacky stuff that saves everyone and becomes like a Kandor bottled city situation.
See, you name the one storyline of Superman I hate. You name the most famous Superman storyline I hate. I don't like the bottled city storyline. I know it's a classic, but I don't like that one. There really isn't. I liked it better that they were separate, as dumb as that sounds. If you didn't have them together in the beginning, it's just going to be too weird to put them together later on. I'm sure there'll be fine stories once they're integrated, but until then, it's just blah.
All right. So excited about Supergirl. This is so depressing.
The same. I'm excited to see.
I'm at a pretty standstill.
I'm going to watch the first 2 episodes no matter what because I want to see what they do with Superman.
Sure.
But after that, I don't know. I really don't. All right, let's get to some more debuts because that seems to be the most exciting part. Because everything else seems depressing. Flash, as we talked about, premieres on the 4th as well.
Yeah.
Arrow premieres on the 5th. A CW show called No Tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Nope, neither can I. Premieres on the 4th. Frequency, though, October 5th as well.
Not going to last.
Probably not. Supergirl, October 10th, as we just mentioned. Same night as Two Broke Girls. I guess that's what took its place on CBS. Let's see. Fresh Off the Boat premieres October 11th on ABC. Legends of Tomorrow, October 13th.
What's that? Have you guys seen the commercials for? What is that show that looks like it's trying to do an American ripoff of Doctor Who? It's like time travel. There's like 3 people and they're traveling through time.
I don't know.
Nobody's
No
seen
clue.
it. It's just Doctor Who. But they're traveling through, they're running from somebody, and they're just like moving through like Amelia Earhart's Welcome Back Parade, or Good Luck Parade.
I think that's NBC. That's NBC. I know what you're talking about. It's NBC.
Yeah. And then they do one thing where it was like a weird thing. They do something where like they poured over to the Ford Theater, and Abraham Lincoln walks in, and one of the guys like runs in there to grab him, and the other guy just like, you can't do that, and pulls him away. It's a very odd kind of situation. You can't affect the time stream, yada yada yada.
Sure.
But I was kind of intrigued by that.
Speaking on time, we're running along, so I'm going to fly through a few of these. Jane the Virgin, October 17th.
No. Still a
Supernatural, also October 13th.
Yes.
Vampire Diaries, October 21st. Same night as Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Walking Dead, October 23rd.
It's exciting.
With Talking Dead and Comic Book Men as well. Mom somehow is still on the air, October 27th.
All right, you want me to get to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Get to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
All right, I only have 2 big things because it's all anybody's talking about for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Compelling, not compelling.
I mean, I didn't really read a lot of the Ghost Rider comics, and I was never really invested as that character.
Particularly Robbie Reyes.
Yeah, I just like never got invested in that one. I would much rather see a Johnny Blaze or whatever the younger brother's name is. The second Ghost Rider.
Ricky Blaze?
No, Johnny Blaze. It's not his brother. Danny Ketch.
Yeah, it's his brother.
You mean the third Ghost Rider? Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, and then there's a third one.
Who's Robbie Reyes?
Okay, then that's it.
No, I'm saying
Danny Ketch is Johnny Blaze's brother?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why I'm saying like they could do such a great movie, or they can just go off and do a
They already
Netflix
did
series.
a great movie. It's called Spirit of Vengeance. It's a good movie.
They did 2 great movies. Because the first one you get to look at Eva Mendes for 2 hours, so...
Well, but also, like, I'll be interested to see how they do him. Because that's not a cheap... It's not a cheap hero to do.
No.
If they do it right. I'll be interested because I thought that they did a great job with his combat in Spirit of Vengeance. Mm-hmm. Like, it felt physical, but also supernatural and kind of odd, and just like a very bizarre tone to him. So I'll be interested to see how they do that. The only other thing is they have definitely been pushing that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., again, a word that is just has no meaning anymore. This season will be edgier. What does that mean? Other than Ghost Riders in it.
Man, I don't know.
They don't know what to do anymore during these press conferences. We have so much news.
There's so many things. There's nothing else to say. There's so many shows saying the exact same thing. There's nothing else to say.
They just must sit down and be like, so can you tell us about the new show? edgier. Oh, ooh, tell us about that. There's edges and they're
Well,
earlier.
Ghost Rider's in it. Okay, how are you going to do that? Well, he's a compelling character because of his story. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's going to have a darker tone because this hero's got a skull, flaming skull. Okay, cool. How do you think Daisy's going to be? Well, she's really coming into her own. Okay. Like, it's just I feel like it's the same thing, trigger word, like, not trigger words, but just like, I can't think of what the technical term is for just like words that you say.
Yeah.
That are supposed to have some kind of meaning, but then are just so overused that they have no meaning.
I feel like you just did what Ezra Miller did for The Flash.
Oh, when he did that.
A little bit.
He looks great.
He does, though. But his description was not great.
Yeah.
Less excited, actually.
I'm more excited.
I'm more excited.
I'm less excited because I was enjoying the last few seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and this one just could go too much off the rails, man.
With Ghost Rider?
Not just with Ghost Rider, just in general. Because they like try and like change that 6 month, like the last 5 seconds of season 2, like everything was fine with the show.
What season is this?
4. I'm sorry, not season 2, season 3. The last 5 seconds of last season, everything was fine, and all of a sudden they just jump, and it's like 5 months later, everything's wacky, haha, and it's like, but why? It's like, well, that's the mystery for next season. Just let it be natural. Like the fact that I'm thrusted into what already is a completely different show without any warning, I don't. It's not a mystery that I care about.
I know we're running long, but has there ever been a show that has had a pretty significant time jump that has seemed appropriate and very fitting? It's a tough question for off the top of your heads.
No,
No.
No time jump in Buffy?
no, there isn't. Everything is year after year after year.
Oh, of course, because she's so young, so youthful. So pure.
No time jump in Smallville. No time jump in Supernatural.
No, there's been some time jumps in Supernatural. Like 3 months later, six months later, like after one of them dies.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
But that's just so that they can develop relationships with whichever guy didn't die, whoever they're invested with at the time. Otherwise, just like, hey, brother's dead. Oh, he's back 2 days later. I still don't know who you are, lady. We're leaving.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, I don't know. There hasn't really been time jumps like that. And when there is, they're just
At least
bad.
they're all forgettable enough. that
Yeah.
don't
Unless
think
you
about
want to count the time jump in Arrow.
So less excited, more excited.
Less excited, like I said, for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
All right, I can knock out Legends of Tomorrow pretty quickly.
Do it.
Stargirl and Reverse Flash, we saw our first glimpses of them. So they will be in this show. As more importantly, the only big thing we have for Legends of Tomorrow is that, what's his name, isn't it? Captain Cold is only going to be in it a couple episodes. But it's suspected that he may actually be in the Legion of Doom. So the JSA is in it and the Legion of Doom is in it. Do we think we're stretching out too far?
No, not with that show. Like, go wacky.
Yeah. I feel like this show has gotten so far off point of what...
Of relevancy?
Of not even of relevancy, but just like of the norm. You know, like we're used to kind of the status quo with Arrow and with Flash and I guess with Supergirl, but like this show is just like, let's not do any of that stuff. So they have removed themselves so far away from it that I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
I'd almost come to expect it.
Yeah. I think you come to a point where you're so beyond like the scope of relevancy where they're the new Time Lords now. What you're doing is so big that there's no way that you'll actually be relevant to any other shows or relevant to the universe because your main goal is probably going to be to keep the status quo.
Yeah.
So in the end, if you are successful, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense.
It's like, I was going to do a football analogy, but I guess it doesn't really fit this cast. I'm excited for football, but it's like a kicker or an offensive lineman. If you do a good job, nobody recognizes you. It's only if you completely screw everything up that it's like, oh, you're the worst. But if you do your job, if Legends of Tomorrow does their job, everything's normal and everything's the status quo.
No, I totally
At which
agree
point,
with
then
that.
what's the point of the show?
Yeah.
Besides Wentworth Miller.
Amen.
He's incredible.
He is. Last few shows debuting. Halloween, we get Salem, which is a WGN original, which actually looks pretty good. It's about the Salem. It's like around Salem witch trial times. It's a period show. It's entering its 3rd season.
Oh, it's in its 3rd season? Oh, WGN. I don't even remember any shows that are actually that has. Besides that one now.
What else? We have The Librarians is a TNT show that comes around again on November 20th. Gilmore Girls, the new season for that, is actually back again on November 25th.
Oh,
No.
they didn't invite Melissa McCarthy back, and she's super pissed.
Did you see what they're actually doing? It's like Sherlock. It's going to be like 4 episodes of an hour and a half each.
Good. That's what you should do.
Yeah. What else? That's about it. November's pretty dry. Man in the High Castle, December 16th on Amazon. So, yeah, that's your fall lineup. At least the ones that we care about. There's probably shows people are like, well, when does this show debut?
You know what? This might be the fall that I'm more excited for watching non-superhero shows.
I know it is for me.
Trying.
I think we've hit our peak. Where we're cashing out. We're done.
Hopefully that's what Overload does, man. I'm more interested to watch things that are unique. And
I'm
these don't
more
feel
interested to
unique
watch
anymore.
Supernatural season 12 than I am.
Yeah, me too. But
Season.
you also want to watch like Scream Queens because there's nothing else like that.
Right.
Or you want to watch, what's the other one that we were interested in watching that we haven't watched yet, which is still a testament. Like Ash, there's The Evil Dead. Like, it's our fault because we haven't watched it yet.
Well,
but
that's on Stars. But we'll give
it's
it.
different. Like
Westworld.
Westworld, these aren't different anymore. It's just more of the same. So if Flash weren't so good,
Doesn't help when they're all done by Burton Alley. Or Berlanti. Sorry, Berlanti.
it's just it just feels. I don't know, man.
Because they are all the same show by the same guy.
Let's touch back on it, but not in a big way, but towards the end or towards the fall break, and just kind of see like, are we cashed out? We done?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I hear 1 1 1 1 5 5 5 5 4 4. Can I get a 3 3 3 3 Wise radio to the man in the blue coat? Very good looking.
As usual, we end every episode with what's piquing your interest, or we just say what's piquing our interest. Garrett, what's piquing your interest this week?
Yeah, Garrett.
Well, I hope I don't steal it from either of you. Probably Joe. Set photos of Shocker.
Yeah,
No, you
I sent
didn't.
that as a headline, and Joe did not use it.
That's true.
Those look really good.
I think it'll play off on camera a lot better than it will in the screenshots, but I agree with you.
The costume looks really cool. We obviously don't know what the rest of this Spider-Man universe is going to look like, but I feel like it already fits in, even with just the Marvel universe as a whole, or like I guess like that street level sort of thing. You know, that low tech villain.
I think it's just Spider-Man is so well poised for. Before he was doing this, he was fighting these goofball characters like Shocker, he's a guy with a backpack and some shot gauntlets, but he's just a dude. It's so well poised for, and if Sony hits this mark, the mark of there's just a bunch of goofball villains that this dude's been roughing up, and now that Spider-Man is in a real nice suit, and now that everything else is escalated, we're starting to escalate the other things. It was like kind of what we talked about on the TV shows. Like, it's so well poised for something that's completely different from what we've been seeing in the rest of the Marvel universe that it could be extremely refreshing.
Could be really good.
Very excited about that.
Sam, what's piquing your interest this week?
Piquing my interest, I hope I steal Joe's, but Mark Hamill and
Didn't.
Kevin Conroy have teased a Hush
Oh,
and a
yeah.
Death in the Family DC animated films.
Yeah.
Death in the Family, I think we're done enough with that story, but a
Yeah.
Hush story, I'm down. That's a long one, too. That's a two-parter.
Is he in Hush for a long period? Is he in Hush?
Batman?
No, Joker.
No, not at all.
Okay.
He's only in it very briefly, and it's like, but it's a great scene. It's the scene where he's
Right.
in the alleyway, and Batman's like close to killing him, and Gordon has to pull the gun on him. It's
Yeah.
like, if you do this, it's over.
No, you didn't steal mine,
Damn it.
but it is related to yours.
Good.
And it's related to television. What were you doing 24 years ago today?
Being born? Just kidding. I'm not that young.
But one of us is.
Is this your birthday? Is it today your birthday?
No.
Okay, good. I was worried.
I was 7 months
Plus,
old.
I'm
at
not
that point.
24, so.
Oh,
I'm older
yeah,
than
you're
that.
right. You're older than I am. I don't know. I was being a very young child.
I can tell you what I was doing. I was crying
Good.
because my parents missed they taped the wrong thing. So we weren't able to get it because they set it on the wrong channel. Batman the Animated Series debuted 24 years ago today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What a great show.
That was a great show. That's how old that is. It's the Man Bat episode.
Yep.
On Leather Wings.
You know what's good about that
Is
show?
the first episode?
Very first
Yeah.
episode.
Wow.
You know what's good about that show? There's really like no consistency.
No, there were mini movies.
There's a little bit though. Like there's a little bit of consistency,
Sure, like
but
there's
like
a
it's
lead
just
into Raish for
but
a while.
it's just a good
but
like it's just a good time. Good Batman stories. There you go.
No,
Like it's
that's
a cartoon. You don't need to have consistency.
no, but that's what they did. They treated them as mini movies, and then
That's
with
such a
Raish they had a
great
little
show.
exhalation, and that was it.
That is such an awesome show.
It really was. If you want to tell us what you were doing 24 years ago today, or if you were even alive 24 years ago today, you can tell us that as well. And there's many different ways you can do so. You can hit us up at threewiseradio@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter at threewiseradio / #3wiseradio. Or look us up on Instagram at 3wiseradio as well. We're on Facebook at 3wise Media. And you can also tell us what shows you're excited for or just about anything else. Our sister podcast is Movie Versus. Comes out every Thursday. So make sure you check them out too. Anything I missed?
Football starts on Sunday.
Great. We'll see you next week.
3 Wise Radio is a production of 3 Wise Media. For more information, check us out on Facebook.